good right now. Like, I like the way the defense really working. Like, the line, they just going crazy. And then you got, Pook at quarterback just looking amazing. And you got me, I'm coming along. We got corners, like, they working hard. So it's really just, like, a blessing to just see everybody falling in line as, like, we grow as a team to be. Like, last year, we wasn't as good as we were, but now we better than what we was last year, so that's a plus.
What do you think is the biggest difference? Because y'all had a good group last year, obviously, and y'all went in one district and made that quarterfinal run, and you kind of put folks throughout the season on notice, put yourselves on the map. When you look at this time last year versus this time this year, what would you say is the biggest difference you see in this group and the way y'all are going about your business?
We got a lot of more leadership, like, from the upperclassmen. Like, last year, they was saying stuff, but they weren't saying stuff like they was now, because now, like, they really realized that we dead for real and that they dead for real. So it's like they taking a more leadership. So as they take a more leadership, like, the younger guys just looking up to them like, man, if they gonna do this and be good like that, I want to be like them. So, like, it's really just them doing a great job at being leaders. So really, it's just gonna help the program overall of us just growing together as a team.
When you talk about seeing their leadership, the 26 guys, what does your role look like? How much now do you keep taking steps forward as a leader on this team, as an upperclassman, and knowing that you're probably one of the next guys to need to step up as a junior this year, certainly, and then be ready to fill those big shoes when they graduate?
It's just looking at myself like, man, like, as young as I am, as me getting as many looks I am, it's just teaching them, like, you ain't as young as you is, it don't matter how young you is, just long as you work hard and just stay down, you'll be straight. Like, it's gonna come, don't worry about it, just do your best, just try hard and just play as hard as you can, because at the end of the day, you gonna get old, you not, like, everybody not gonna play football. So I just think that as a big role as me, being as, like, a class of 27, it's just, they looking at me like, man, Trey doing this, I mean, I can do it too. So that's like a plus for me too.
You mentioned, some of those looks and what that's been like to get the recruiting process started. We talked after the first ones had come in, Louisiana Tech had kind of kicked things off. How has that been going the last 2 months or so? Just who have been the schools that have kind of ramped some things up with you, or maybe been most consistent with you since the last time we saw each other?
LA Tech, I've been talking to them a little bit. Tulane, they interested me in a lot, like Tulane, Houston, Michigan, like a lot of big schools, like, but it's really just me just staying down and just keep working, like, and don't worry about all that. Just let it come to me and not let me take it to them. So it's really just, hard work.
Yeah. When you hear from some of those bigger schools, I know, LSU is starting to pay some attention. Coach Frank's getting pretty interested in you. Florida obviously been in touch. Looking forward to seeing you down there in June. What are some of the things they're telling you about has stood out, caught their eye about you, or that they're looking forward to seeing more from you moving forward in the process?
They like the way I work. Like, it's basically just hard work of me just doing what I do. So they really just like me at running back and safety. So, like, as I go down there and June, I'm just gonna show what I can do, and just hopefully it's a good outcome. But it's always a blessing to hear from LSU though, because it's LSU.
As you start to hear from some of the schools that have offered Proof or Chris or Tavon, how much do y'all start talking about just comparing notes sort of thing of like, here's what they've already seen from these schools, or here's what you're hearing, or whatever the case may be? How much y'all talk about sort of the recruiting process, especially when the same schools start coming up?
It's really like, as soon as they talk about school, I'd be like, man, like, how y'all do that? They just be like, they give me a good example, like, just don't worry about O's, just keep doing what you do, and then, like, O's gonna come to you. So I just take a role from them, because as much looks and O's that they got, it's like I'm just taking those from them, and as they come look at them, like, I just try my best to just get a look from them. So after practice, they come dap me up and be like, I like you, and I be like, yeah, okay, and I just go to the accounts.
I don't know if I asked you this last time, but what do you want college coaches to get a chance to know about you, who you are, what you bring to the table, any of that type of stuff? Particularly when they get a chance to see you in person or talk with you, what do you want their takeaway as they get back to their programs and say, all right, so I talked to the Trey Martin kid at Franklin Parish, like here's my takeaway. What does that look like?
Like as they look at me, they always talk about how big I am, like how good I look. But I also want them to know like that I'm a hard worker. Like I really like take time in my technique, like all of that. Like hard work really just play a big role in me, cause I'm gonna work hard either way it go, because it don't come easy if you ain't got no work ethic or you ain't working hard. So it's really, I just want them to really know that I'm a hard worker, and regardless of the fact, it's gonna always be hard work.